I sat for 2 hours and waited until the end of the documentary, and finally it showed up. It was over, and another program started. This program was not known to me, and in it some strange things were happening. People behaved like robots which carried out actions on orders. 10 minutes had passed and the program was over. I did not even understand what happened, because there was not even written the name, as if there were some technical problems. It was the 3rd hour of my watching. I wanted to take a nap when the TV set stopped me. It started making a weird noise, like it was broken, and after a few seconds it turned off. I was lying there and I didn't care what happened to it, because I really wanted to sleep. I dreamed a program where they were showing mystical phenomena, and there were my parents. The program was called Execution Best, and yes, my parents were killing victims, but the strangest thing, with them was a man in a mask. He seemed to me all the time not human. I woke up suddenly. The clock was 7 p.m. I decided to turn on the TV again. And so I turned it on, and there was a program, Let Them Talk. I watched it for about 15 minutes, and the presenter said that now we'll begin advertising, do not switch. I was about to switch, but suddenly, in front of me was a white background, and not advertising is not all, but just a white background. It was 2 minutes ago. In front of the background stood a man wearing a mask. It seemed like the man from my dream. Horrible music started playing. I was scared. He looked at me and started laughing and did not take his eyes off me. I felt like I saw his smirk through the mask. It was very scary. He stood like that for 10 minutes, and finally told me, just me, your parents will die in 2 minutes if you don't do the job. I didn't answer, because it was pointless. He wouldn't hear. You have to kill someone else from your family, besides your parents. I started to be fully afraid. He kept muttering to himself for a second. I realized that time was running out and ran to my aunt, went to her and stabbed her. This was not me. I had to control it. After that I visited my grandmother. I visited her with an axe. I killed 2 of my relatives and came home. He was still standing in the screen laughing. I see you killed the in-laws. I stood there looking at him like a rabid dog with an axe in my hands. He whispered to me, walk outside, look how the world is shining. I went outside and saw people lying dead. I looked for my parents among them but could not find them. Then a bus with blood on it drove up. I went inside and saw my parents hanging on the gallows. I understood that they were dead, but what could I do? But then I noticed, apparently, what was most important. Among all the relatives I did not see my father, as if he was missing. The bus driver appeared before me. It was the man who broadcast himself on my TV. He took off his mask, and I fell into shock. It was my father. Good job, son. Now it's just you and me. Then I woke up abruptly and was very happy it was just a dream. I ran to the kitchen to pour tea after this horror. I decided to go to my parents' room to visit them. Going there I saw them nailed to the wall. Thank God my father was among them, because it was much better than seeing him a psychopath. I walked quietly to my room and going into it I saw a TV set which said, "Keep sleeping boy," with a mask of that stranger in front of it. Several months had passed since that incident, and all the families had died the same way. You can ask them endlessly, because there are no answers.